Putting God first can be difficult. What can we learn from Noah that will help us put God first in our lives today? Can you imagine living in a town where you and your family are the only people who care about God? Well, that was the life of Noah. People not only didn't care about God, they didn't care about each other either. The situation became so evil that if they were left to continue acting that way, every human being would have been destroyed. It was at that moment that God stepped in to save the world the first time around. The world would end, at least in the way it was before. Noah was told to put God first, dedicate the next century of his life to building an ark, and call on everyone to repent and change their ways. Noah and his family ended up being alone in this endeavor. It was their time of the end, and even though God's project required a lot of resources, it seemed crazy, but the family put God first, investing all they had in it. They realized they wouldn't be able to keep their possessions anyway. Noah was mocked and ridiculed by the very people he was instructed to warn. But he didn't give up. He was preaching and building to save as many as possible every day. Noah put God first and followed the instructions he was given. The flood came, and the ark saved Noah and his family from destruction. Humanity was saved, and Noah received his property back, a bigger one indeed. In our time of the end, we may be tempted to put our own projects and priorities first. Perhaps you're an administrator of many resources, or perhaps you're constantly struggling to make ends meet. Like Noah, all of us are challenged every day, every week, every month to put God's kingdom first. In a short time, we also will be unable to keep our possessions. Everything will be lost anyway. But those who put God first will see the results of their efforts with every person who will be saved. God has also promised that all other things will be added to them, and God keeps His promises. With every plank and nail, Noah was putting God first. His example compels us to do the same. As we return our tithe and give our promise, we are challenged to put God first.